Hi, Anna Carson here. I thought I would pop on and just give you a bit of an update about kind of what's been going on for me around all this twin energy and stuff. It's been, I think, a couple of weeks since I've done a post, but there's been lots and lots going on, as you can imagine. So within the last couple of weeks, I realised that I was also a womb survivor. Now I had I'd known that I held the energy with the Vanishing Twin, but whenever I'd kind of tested in it, it said kind of past life stuff or whatever. It didn't feel like it was present. But what I realised, it was through various comments that other people had made, and then like a physical reaction to those, that actually that I was that there was another. In fact, there was two. So there was three of us instead of twins. There was three of us. They were actually twins. So there was two which were in another sac, another amniotic sac, and myself. And when somebody said, because a client of mine had said, you do know you're a vanishing twin. I said, no, I said, I know I hold the energy because, I wouldn't be able to do this work if I didn't hold that energy at some level. But she was just like, oh, no, you're not. You're a triplet. And my whole body just kind of, and I was just like, okay, I need to look into this. And so I'd had a huge physical reaction. I then got quite sick after that, which is always, it's very rarely that I am actually ill, but it means there's a big physical kind of purging, like shifting going on. And so as I was going through that, there was more and more information kind of dropping in. And a lot of emotion around it as well. And for me, I guess I wanted to share this to say, this is as much my journey as anybody else's. That I am on this journey as well. That that these are my woundings too. And so, I guess I'm bringing people together so that we can share our experiences and understand why this is all coming up just now, from a collective point of view, but also to share, how we go about, clearing it, shifting it, moving through it, and getting to the gifts, to what it is that it's, why is this showing up? Because there's always a reason, there's always a gift, there's always, excuse me, there's always something that comes from this. So for me, from an emotional point of view, what was coming up was very much, there was a lot of survivor guilt for me. So feeling maybe I'd taken too much, maybe I'd done something that hadn't allowed the twins to survive, that I hadn't done enough, that maybe I could have done something. I mean, in some ways this doesn't make sense, like if you take it from a biological point of view, we're a collection of cells when this happens. It was within 3 or 4 weeks of conception that they passed. But on a consciousness level, and this is the thing that we're getting to, is what happens on this consciousness kind of soul level. What are the woundings that this triggers within us? And I believe that this is because these are triggers that we wanted to have within this lifetime so that we can work through them, and that this is all part of the clearing that needs to be happening, and certainly, as I've said many times before, I really feel that this is really around the wounds of separation, helping us to come into kind of unity, to come into connection, deeper love, deeper unity, and union with others. So, whether there's a collective thing going on or, there is a collective thing going on, but, it serves many, many purposes. But yeah, for me, there was a lot of survivor guilt. There was a lot of sense of maybe I could have done something. Maybe I took too much. Maybe I was taking up too much space. None of it makes sense. But these were the things that were coming up, and you're just there was a lot of grief, a lot of things. And so one of the things, and I guess this is the other thing that I wanted to share with you, was that what I used to help me through this. And I used the Ho'oponopono prayer. So I don't know if anybody knows it. It's a Hawaiian prayer. And it's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And what I did was I used each of those sentences to allow the stuff to come up. So I said, I'm sorry for, for taking too much, if I took too much. I'm sorry if I did this. I'm sorry, and I allowed just everything. It was a very instinctual thing. So it didn't come from the brain, it came from the heart, it came from just my body, and I was just there, just allowing anything that needed to come up. And so after each sentence, I went from the I love you, I then went from the I'm sorry to the please forgive me, please forgive me for doing this, please forgive me for surviving, please forgive me, anything that was coming up, just allowing it and allowing all the emotions. I really wanted to sit and feel those emotions and allow them to come. And then, when I felt I was able to say, thank you and thank you for, whatever I could feel. And then I love you, and it was amazing, when I was doing it, I was walking along the beach. Luckily it was it was quiet. So I really I allowed all of it to come. There was crying, there was sobbing, there was some screaming, it was really raw, very, very raw. And it went into all sorts of other stuff, of kind of crying at the universe and saying what's going on, and just really allowing all of the emotion that was sitting there, all of the things that were sitting there, allowing that to come out. But for me, that was incredibly healing. It was just, by the end of it, I was exhausted, but the tears had come, the screaming, the crying. But by the end of it, there was a peace. There was a real kind of, and my body was able to, I could feel the tension, it started to relax more. I could feel like a weight lifting off me. And it was so powerful. It really was so powerful to do that and allow everything that was coming up from it. So it's been a really huge couple of weeks, a huge month actually for me around all sorts of stuff. But I really wanted to share some of my own womb survivor journey and just how I'm moving through it. I feel that there's many more kind of levels of this that I'll be going through. Just not only from the wounding side, but as I said, as we move into more of the gifts. And I'll share them with you. But I'd love to hear, how that resonates with you. If you've used anything else, what other things, what other tools or things have you used to be able to access and really release the emotions that have come up from this womb survivor stuff. Because I'd love to, I'd love to really share our resources, and everybody resonates with different things. So just because it works for me, it doesn't mean it's going to be the right thing for you, and that's absolutely fine. Like I said, I'd love to hear your comments and your experiences around this, I look forward to connecting soon.